How's it going, guys? My name is Dave Pallets. I'm a full-time eBay reseller. In this video, we're going to be talking about what I've learned after selling 29,000 items on eBay throughout the years. It's been 4.5 years about there that I started doing eBay full-time. I've kind of been in the eBay game for 10 years. Started when I was in high school. Kind of did it as like part-time when I was in high school. Went into another career option and did that for a couple of years, and then started 4.5 years ago. And just wanted to share my learning experiences, my mistakes, and kind of like the learning curve I've gone through after selling that many items. And I think the number one most important thing that I've learned is that a lot of people fell into the big store lie, the big store propaganda. And I was probably the number one most fooled person. I went all in on that. I went all in on that. At one point, we were doing 180 items per day. I had a 4-person team, and I did that all the way. I truly believed in that. And it did work. I did make a lot of money. But I think that's not a good way to do eBay. That's not a good way to approach eBay. And I don't think people should be trying to aim for that. My goal is to one day have 40,000 items. And I don't know if that's my goal anymore. Because recently, I just made a video. And I was talking about how I was doing 40 items a day of clothing. And I was spending a lot of money for what was coming in. I used to do electronics, by the way. I was doing only electronics up until 3-4 months ago. Then I switched into clothing, shoes, and hats. And I thought I could just do what I was doing with electronics with clothing. And you can't do that. Honestly, you can't do that right off the bat, starting with a whole new eBay store pretty much, because you're going to pretty much run out of money. You're going to source yourself out of business. I threw like $10,000 into inventory over like 3-4 months. And it's money that's there. It's money that's invested. I know I will get my capital back no matter what. I know I'm going to make 3-4 times that no matter what, even by taking offers and letting stuff go super cheap. But I've been chasing this huge goal of having a huge store. A lot of people think that having a huge store is the only way to make money, and that is a lie. That's not true. And I think right now, literally right now, I am saving more money than ever before. I invested the money into my store, but now I'm just listing like 10 a day. 10 very good high quality items per day. I was always getting high quality items, but I was filling the rest up with fluff to reach a listing goal. And I think a lot of people do that because they just want to get up as many items as possible and just focus on a number to get up because of what everyone thought. If you guys watched other YouTubers, that was a huge thing that everyone was trying to do. Everyone was trying to list a certain amount a day to get a certain amount of traffic. But really, I don't think that's how eBay should be working. I think you need to put up as many items as you can that are very good, that have 100% sell-through, or 50 or 40 that give you a very good profit per item. And that's what I try to do now. And that's what I think everyone should try to do. Just put up as many as you can with the time that you have dedicated to eBay. If something is very high profit for me, I am less stingy on the sell-through rate. If something is only going to give me a less desirable profit per item, I want it to sell at least fast. And that's kind of how I go about it. I have plenty of space here so I can get a lot of items. I am going to eventually have a lot of items in my store, but that should not be the goal. And that was my goal. And that's probably not a good idea, You spend a lot of money every single week trying to reach a certain amount of items. You sometimes pick up stuff that you shouldn't. And I did that in the past for sure, even with the electronics. Even with the electronics, I did that too. When I was trying to do 180 items a day, I was just sometimes throwing stuff in there just to meet my listing goal, and that's not a good way to run the eBay business. Right now, I have 80 pairs of shoes. Today I had the opportunity to buy way more. And you know what? I have 80 right here. I'm going to take my time. These are all going to get posted up throughout the week. And by doing that, I think I spent $60. For the whole week, I don't even have to go sourcing. Probably going to pocket $2,000 clear in my bank account going up. If I was trying to do way more listings a day and trying to reach 300 for the whole week, I would have spent maybe $1,000. My bank account looks way different. I'm probably taking out instead of it growing every single week. because of me trying to reach a listing goal. With much less items listed, my bank account is going to grow way more because I am not just trying to fill up my store with stuff, you know, just random stuff. And I think I did that for a lot of time. I think a lot of people did that for a lot of time. And I think we need to switch more into just putting better quality items into the store and only quality items, because after selling 29,000, I just realized that the 29,000 I sold were all quality items. Yeah, I did sell some stuff that was trashy here and there, but for the most part, a lot of it sold. Pretty much everything sold if it's priced correctly, if the titles are correct, and if the pictures are good. I also learned how to store my items properly. I have a decent inventory system. I don't have the best one. There's a lot of people that are very good with their inventory system. I just have it super simple. It is a box number, and each item in the box has a number, and that's it. And every single item is pretty much different. Everything is unique. Every shoe is a little different. Sometimes they do get the same shoe, but for the most part, they're not going to be in the same box, so it doesn't really matter. Same goes for the hats and the clothing. It all goes in here. That is pretty much what it's looking like. And we have this rack filled up in the last couple of months. And right here we have my other rack that I'm starting to fill up with shoes as well. This is all going to get filled up with shoes and clothing. This is all empty now. But yeah, I figured out how to store my items when I first started. For sure, it was tough finding stuff when I just had like one tub full of like 100 little tiny electronics. That was not good. So if you guys are starting out, get an inventory system as soon as possible. And the way you get a SKU system on eBay is by having a store. I have an Anchor store, I believe, or it's like a $60 one. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. And that is very important. Storing your items, having an inventory system. And another thing that I realized, another thing that I learned after selling 29,000 is that I learned how to tell if something is good quality or not. I don't care if it's shoes, clothing, electronics, or I don't know, like a bike. I learned how to tell if something is high quality, like the pinpoints of something being a higher quality item. And I don't know a lot about brands. Like I've just started learning a lot. I know a lot now, but not as much as other people. But definitely I know how to pinpoint when something might be higher quality, and then I search it up. And I can tell pretty much right away with whatever it is. And that took like 4.5 years of messing with stuff and coming across stuff, watching a ton of videos. So after 29,000, I feel like I have learned way more than when I first started, obviously. And that just comes with repetition and just hours and years, you know, of touching many items, many different kinds of things, and learning from other people around me and on YouTube. Another thing that I have learned a lot, you know, throughout the time is that customer service is very important when it comes to eBay. You need to take care of your returns. You need to take care of your defects, because when I was first starting, I think like 6 months into my eBay journey, my account had like 8 defects. I didn't even know. I never even checked the seller dashboard. I never even checked none of that, and I had like 8 defects. And my selling limit went from like 30,000 in the month that I could fill up to like 2,000, and I had it almost filled up. I had it pretty much filled up, and a lot of the items got deleted because my selling limit that I could post up to eBay was like 2,000. And if you put $2,000 worth of stuff on eBay, you're making way less than 2,000. I can guarantee you that. So I learned that the hard way, and now I prioritize taking care of whatever needs to be taken care of. As soon as something gets delivered for a return or something like that, I refund the money immediately. And by the way, right now my return rate is at 4%. A lot of people ask. 4%, it used to be at 10. Got a lot better at that. Big part of that number going down was that I switched off of electronics. Electronics are so hard. Like, you literally could test something and someone could say it doesn't work how they want it to work. It gets returned. Negative feedbacks, that was really bad. My negative feedbacks with electronics were terrible. Right now, I think I have 2 negative feedbacks in the last like 2-3 months of just clothing. And if I keep that up, you know, I'll probably have like 6 for a whole year and probably like 2,000 positives. So we're doing really good with the clothing side of things. Right now I have 0 for the month. So I've learned to take care of the customers right away, no matter what it is. I don't care. I'll put my pride aside They could be returning it for something totally dumb. I don't care. Send it back. Give your money back. The customer's always right at this point in my head. And that's one thing I had to learn the hard way. A lot of people get scammed. I used to get scammed. I knew they were scamming me, and I would get so emotional about it. I just avoid it now. I don't care. Let's keep it moving forward. And that's one thing that I learned for sure. It's just keep it moving forward. The customer's right. That's it. Another thing that I learned while doing this whole eBay journey is I learned to be organized. I used to not be like this. When I was growing up, I was a messy little kid. Like my room, everything was messy. And I don't know what came about that now I'm like the organized guy. Everyone kind of like compliments me about that now. And I pride myself now on being organized. I used to not be that way. I think eBay forced me to be organized now. But I literally used to not be organized whatsoever. It wasn't till I started doing eBay that I got forced to be organized, because I wanted to run a legitimate business that made money, that was organized, that was clean, that I could be in here now. I literally cannot work in here if it's messy. And sometimes it does get messy, but I try to clean it up right away. But I don't know, that forced me to be organized, how to be disciplined. It taught me hard work, because if I don't work, I don't get paid. And that's the thing with eBay. That's another thing that I learned with eBay is that if you don't work, you don't get paid. They want you to list every day. It doesn't have to be a set number. Just list every day. And the way I list every single day, and I don't miss a single day, is that I do my work Monday through Friday. Let's say if I'm doing 10 a week, 10 items a day, sorry. If I'm doing 10 items a day, I do 14 a day Monday through Friday. And that gives me 10 for Saturday and Sunday, and then it restarts. I'm going to try to do a lot more than the 14 a day, just so I have extra days so I can schedule them out, so I don't miss a single day for sure. Maybe someday I don't want to work. Maybe I'm just feeling sick, and you got to be prepared for that. Maybe something comes up with the family. I want to make sure that I list every single day no matter what. But if I want to do it Monday through Friday and not have a draft bank for the following week, then I can just do 14 a day. So just kind of think about that. Have extra ones. Don't list them directly. Just say them in your drafts. So that's one thing for sure that eBay wants. They want movement every day. I have them launching at 5 in the morning. Every 15 minutes they launch by themselves. So it looks like at 5 a.m. to 7:15 or something like that, I'm launching items. It looks like I'm working on it. So I'm just giving a movement. I ship pretty much every day, if not every other day. On Saturdays I ship now. So that's what they want. eBay wants movement. eBay wants stuff going up on the site, and they want you replying to the messages. They want you returning the item immediately, and it's pretty simple. eBay is pretty simple. What I've noticed, the number one thing is buying desirable items at a desirable price, and you're going to be just fine. And it's kind of a weird business, you know. That's what I noticed, that it's just weird. Like, you literally, anyone could start it. And everyone does it differently, and it's just a weird thing. I literally watch a lot of YouTubers now that do this. Everyone does it their own way. Everyone does it differently. There's not one way to do it, and I just share my thoughts on here and what I've learned. So if you guys are new, consider subscribing, guys. I post like 2 to 3 videos per week. Follow me on Instagram at Active Apparel Zone. And yeah, guys, like, just wanted to share this video on what I've learned after selling 29,000 items. Comment down below what other kind of videos you guys want to see. I have a lot of good videos coming up, so if you guys are new, stay tuned for that. If you guys have been here for a while, stay tuned for that. And yeah, guys, my name is Dave Pleo. Catch you guys later.